and show you how your vote counts. I'm going to show you some pretty close elections and go over the importance of voting. Why vote? I'm sure you've all heard your vote counts, your vote counts. You always hear your vote counts. Then you hear about electoral college, which I don't quite understand. But what I'm going to show you today is some local elections where your vote actually might have been the one that chose someone into office. Why is it important to participate in the democratic process by voting? I just said, your vote counts. Your vote could actually put someone in office. We just had an election here in Madison County, and you're going to see how a couple people made a difference in who was in office. Voting in free elections is a right. This is a right. You have the right to vote. You have the right to have something. You have the right to have a say in this country. Are you just going to let that right go? You're just going to lay it to the side and let someone else take it over? Everything that goes on in America is because of people who elect our president, our local officials. All of this is chosen by us, by the people, by you. So just remember that when elections come up. Voting is a patriotic act. Many Americans fought and even died for the seemingly simple right to vote. So our forefathers, they fought. There were wars. Women's rights to vote. African Americans' rights to vote. Women and African Americans didn't used to have the right to vote. People fought and died for that. Don't let it just slip away. Don't let them die for nothing. Remember the people who fought for you and pick up your right and go down to the elections and vote. Voting is the foremost way to exhibit good citizenship and civil responsibility. It is not only your right to vote, it is your responsibility. We need to keep this country heading to a good place. We don't need to sit back and complain about this isn't going right, this isn't going right, and not pick up our stuff, our bag, and go get in our car and go down and vote. If we don't go down and vote, we have no right to complain. When you vote, you convey that sense of patriotism that you care enough about the direction of the country to exercise the power available to you. This is your power to make your voice heard. So make your voice heard by voting. Your single vote does count. As she read, in a mayoral election in Ann Arbor in 1977, the outcome was decided by a single solitary vote. And you're going to be amazed, as I was, with some of the information I'm going to show you on the surrounding counties' elections. Voting is the principal means of a representative government. How can a government be representative if only roughly 45 to 50% of eligible voters don't vote? I have some information for one of our counties that's actually going to shock you. I had to go back and ask the supervisor of elections, is this paper right? Is there a typo? Is there a misprint? Is there something wrong with this paper? Because the percentage was so low, I was just completely shocked. This makes a government-only representative to half of our country. Actually, the county that I'm talking about, not even half. Not even 75% of the people are being represented because they didn't get out and vote. Don't let that be you. Recognize the importance of voting and act accordingly. Eligible voters who refuse to do so have absolutely no right to complain when they did nothing at all to protect their interests when they have that exact power. You have the power. Get up. Get your bag, get in the car, and go vote. I'm sure I cannot say that enough. NFCC, here at NFCC, we serve 6 counties. We have Madison, Hamilton, Lafayette, Jefferson, Taylor, and Swan. And I am going to show you these 6 counties, some of their election results, and some of their voter turnouts to show you how important it is. These are close elections. In Jefferson County, 2006 School Board 3 election, we have Fred Schaffner, 370 votes. Shirley A. Washington, 395. 25 votes. Miss Washington won by 25 votes. That is 25 people who could have stayed home and it could have been a tie. So think about what 25 people are. Walk into Winn-Dixie or Harvey's. Look around. Do you see 25 people? Was it some of those 25 people who decided to vote to make that election go that way? Suwannee County in the 2010 Live Oak mayor runoff. 702 votes to Brant Hiltonston. 712 votes to Garth Nobles. 10 votes. 10 people who got up and voted. 10. What if those 10 stayed home and it tied? Taylor County 2010 primary election for City Council District 4. Don Cook, 155 votes. Kyle Rowell, 151. That's a 4-vote difference. That's 4 people. Imagine, just pick any 4 of you. Look at your neighbor. Could have been your neighbor that made that vote, if they live in Taylor County. Madison County. This is one that amazed me. This is this year. This is 2012, City Commission District 2. This just happened. Just happened. 2 votes. Anna Thompson won. Thompson won by 2 votes. Now, anyone that was loving Renee Dents who didn't get up out of their house and make a difference, I bet they're feeling pretty bad when they see these results. That there were 2 people in their house that might not have, went and voted. 2 people in their house could have made a difference. Yes, ma'am.
I understand the starkness of that and everything that you've shown us, but in this particular set of numbers, just the total people who voted is so pathetic.
It is very small. And you're going to be shocked in just a moment. Completely shocked.
Maybe because you can only vote for that.
Well, you can only vote in that district, but I guarantee you there are more people in that district than that.
Okay.
I guarantee you.
Okay.
I was unable to get, Madison County has changed over with their supervisor of election recently, and it was harder to get information from them, but I did end up getting a voter turnout from them from a past election, but not on this election.
That just seems so small.
It's very small. Our voter turnout. Let's look at some of these counties for our voter turnout. Lafayette County, 2012 general election voter turnout. 58.12%. That's pretty good. Our registered voters are 4,408. The ballots cast, which is how many people have voted, 2,562. That's not too awful bad, but think about it. 58% of our people. So take half of you and you're not voting. What you say doesn't count. What you want in America doesn't count. What you want your day-to-day life to be like doesn't matter because you didn't get up and vote. And I've told my husband this before because he was guilty of not voting for years. And he started complaining one day and I looked at him. Do not complain to me until you get up and go register and go down there and vote. When you vote for who's president, then you have the right to complain about what that president is doing. But until then, do not complain. Well, he got up and he went and registered because he wanted the right to complain. You have the right to complain. Hamilton County, 2010 general election turnout. Eligible voters, 7,929. Total voted, 4,096. This percentage was a little lower, but 51.7 is not too awful bad. It hasn't gone below, a lot of our numbers that we hear of. We hear of, 40 to 50%. So this one's a little above. But really, we can all get up and exercise our right to vote. So I'm sorry, the total needs to be about 75, 80. It really needs to be 100%. But we know things happen and people end up in the hospital or they end up out of the country and they don't get the papers in time. But at least 75% of the people need to vote. Madison County, here's our shocker. 2010 general election turnout. I had to go back and ask our supervisor of elections, is this correct? Are you serious? Over 11,000 people are registered to vote and we had a 1,500 person turnout? Madison County apparently does not care about having a right to complain. Because I look at this as my right to complain. I'm going to vote so I can gripe every day about what everybody's doing. Yeah, that's just the way I am. But think about that. 11,000 and you have 1,500 turn out. 13.38%. We couldn't even hit 14%. How many of you are from Madison County? How many of you live in Madison County? How many of you are registered to vote? How many? I'm not going to ask how many of y'all vote. I'm not going to do that to you. Do you see how important it is? If you do not get up and vote, this is pathetic, actually, I believe, that 14% of Madison County care. So next time you hear somebody complaining in the grocery store, turn around and look at them and say, did you know that only 14% of Madison County voted in the last election?
I ain't know that.
And the thing about it is, there are programs and things that could be available to our county if our voters would vote.
If our voters will vote.
By us not using our voice, we are being left out.
We are completely left out. That's the saddest turnout I could ever possibly imagine. Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate what Ms. Cap said. I just want to challenge one word, that we are being left out. No. We're choosing to be left out. Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you vote?
You can if you do not have a felony. I'm pretty sure of that. If it's a felony, I don't believe you have the right to vote anymore. But you can speak with Tommy Hardy at our supervisor of elections. And I actually have, I pull up the information for you. If anyone needs the information of their supervisor of election and find out where their office is, I can pull that up real quick at the end and give you the information, and you can find out how to register to vote. He may also be coming out here to campus in April. We have to check and make sure it's okay. He may come out here in April and set up in the student center for you to register to vote. And he also said he could do it from other counties, that it didn't just have to be Madison County. So
Selena,
do it from,
we can put that information on Business Club's website too.
and we will put that on Business Club's website. So make sure you check into that. And then if he is coming, we will post it on D2L under Club News. Now, if you have a cell phone, how many people have a cell phone? Break out your cell phone.
Go ahead and be honest, Miss Adelberg won't stop you this time.
Where's my sledge?
I have not seen anyone texting. That's awesome.
That's rare.
You are going to have the chance to vote now.
Well, if you got no service.